Hello, my name is Roberto. If it seems like I'm reading, it's because I am, but I wrote this review. Just a little bit about me, I just love animation. I always have, not just My Little Pony or just anime or manga. As big as it is, I always have loved animation, and I had admired Lauren Faust's work between many other animators, even since before Friendship It's Magic. Since July 2013, I have been expecting that very special Scootaloo episode where they address about Scootaloo not being able to fly. I know it had happened a lot of times since it was broadcasted on American TV, but I really want to set in order my ideas. Even since before it was revealed that Faust herself created Scootaloo not being able to fly, Bronies and Pegasisters were suspecting about that. Later on, a guy who interviewed Miss Lauren in some kind of convention linked below said she created Scootaloo not being able to fly, so it would be a conflict between what she dreamed to do and what she can actually do. And I love that idea. For a little children's show, that's very brave. Now, Faust was there just for season 1, but her ideas were kept on the staff on consequent seasons. Of course, Hasbro does some editing before final cut. That's sad but logic. At the end of the day, they have to sell toys, but I would like to think writers and storyboards artists have reasonable artistic freedom, and I think it hasn't been that bad. There it was also a rumor saying Scootaloo was supposed to get in fights at school for not being able to fly, but it seems that idea didn't make it. And because Lauren wasn't with the staff for season 4, but mainly because disability is a very sensitive subject, even more for a children's show. I thought they may also get rid of that idea. Maybe the staff or Hasbro. I thought maybe at the end of the episode, Scootaloo may fly at the very end of the episode and happy ending. And part of me also want that to have happened, but it would have been a waste of a chance to mention something very deep. Now I'm going to comment in chronological order things that I see on the episode I would like to comment about. Of course, I have to say, if you want to go for this video, I'm extremely happy about how this episode was put out at the end. I apologize, I cannot do fancy stuff like screenshots or images. I can barely record myself. At some point around minute 3, Rainbow tells the story of his wonderful flag carrying routine. Please see close up to Scootaloo with her huge eyes while that she's bragging about how wonderful her flying routine was. Then when the Phillies go out of school, and this is a very smart author, 2 Pegasus ponies from the same classroom that Scootaloo leaves the place flying, which I'm not sure if I have seen something like that before. It was something very subtle, but it was there. On the scene where Diamond Tiara and Silverspoon are messing with the Crusaders, Tiara said, "A Pegasus pony at your age, it should have been flying long ago." And she answered, "So what if my wings cannot get me off the ground?" So this finished the theory of, Scootaloo flies out of camera, or maybe she's not in a situation where she needs to fly, or things like that I have here, and some other people say, "Oh, I think she flew a little bit in X episode." Okay, yes, that's true. Even in anythinng episode, she can be off the ground like for a couple of seconds. and then she fell tired to the floor. She seems she can partially rise her body off the ground, but I mean, in a practical meaning, she cannot fly, and she just admitted. When Tiara and Silverspoon let the scene, Sweetie says, "Don't listen to them, Scootaloo. Please notice they are not in some kind of awkward, how she dared to say it. You cannot say something like that." It's a confident statement, like saying, "We know Scootaloo cannot fly and we don't think it's important." But in that moment, Scootaloo is seeing two fillies her age performing a flying routine to Rainbow. And they are even doing tricks in the middle of the air. And then she got the resolution that if she worked really hard, she will make it. Now, it's not my intention to narrate the entire episode. More likely you see it already. They present the act for a second time. It's very bad. They fight. The Crusaders fight. Then Scootaloo spent all night trying to fly. In the morning, she admits she just cannot fly. Then she arrives at the train station saying, "I am the weakling. You are better without me." Even I think the other two Crusaders could have been more supportive. I'm very glad they were not pity or condescending with her, like some people do in real life who feel awkward towards a handicapped person. And then Scootaloo goes to her house because she doesn't live at the Crusaders' clubhouse. And she should have parents, or she's emancipated and highly independent. Moving on. She is on her room. She tore down some flying Pegasus posters. She threw her scooter to the garbage can. A 4-second scene can say a lot more than a cheesy dialogue. And then she cries. And not only because she feels she failed to her friends and that everything is over. I think also cries because in general she just cannot fly. Then Rainbow herself show along with Sweetie Bear and Apple Bloom. Then there is some lesson about the routine was fine, as it was. It shows friendship in Ponyville. Then Scootaloo got happy for a moment, but then Scoot mentioned the other problem, the main problem of the episode, according with our perspective. She says, "What if my wings never grow? What if I never fly?" And Rainbow answered, and please listen, "Maybe you will fly someday, or maybe you won't. You are all kinds of awesome anyway," etc., etc. Episode end. Thank you for following me to this point. Rainbow's answer made me do this review because I think some people miss it. Or maybe I am overreading. You tell me, comments below. What if my wings never grow? What if I never fly? And Rainbow says, "Maybe you will fly someday, or maybe you won't." That was beautiful. Some people seem to be disappointed because they didn't give a yes, you cannot do answer. But please notice the answer wasn't something like, "Of course you will fly, Scootaloo. Every Pegasus pony fly. You just have to wait because this is a pink world and everything is perfect. Scootaloo, listen. You may never fly. At least I can state the concept of a not flying Pegasus is not unthinkable. It's something you can think of in Equestria. If such concept exists, it may have happened historically to some other pony, and Rainbow is being really honest. It might happen to you, Scootaloo, and that's huge. Now, is Scootaloo a creeper? Well, we know crippleness and disability exist in Equestria is not unthinkable. We know for this episode it's abnormal for a Pegasus her age not being able to fly yet. Her wings hasn't grown, whatever that means. I mean, they look normal compared with other Philly Pegasus, but I don't think it's necessary to visually show some deformity. That will be inappropriate, and even if they do, they should have to do so since episode 1. But literally, the Crusaders appear together in episode 1. If you didn't notice, but this is the point. Okay, actually, that was my point. They also leave at the end this small possibility that she may fly someday. But in my honest thought, that will be a mistake from the writers. And this is section about my thoughts. Okay, so it goes like this. Disability is a very sensitive subject, very heavy for a little children's show. But I had seen it before in some other shows, like Millie and Molly, another children's cartoon. They made an episode with a blind girl once, and I don't know if I have seen some kid in wheelchairs at some advertising campaign for children. What I highly appreciate in this case is that Scootaloo is a deep character with an emotional and psychological background in a show that I like. She is not just the handicapped cliche character who teaches you to tolerate and to be comprehensive or something like that. The special thing is that even if you are not handicapped, you can relate with Scootaloo's frustration of not being able to have something any other opponents seem to have very easily, or the fact that there are some obstacles in life you cannot overcome with effort. And that sounds sad, and some people, parents, may get angry because this episode is teaching a depressing lesson on their children. I believe though those are the wrong lessons. The things that I just mentioned are sad facts of life, but those facts are not the lesson. It's not the subject you have to make focus on. And then crying, oh, we cannot do it, we will never have success, we will never make it in life, I have too many obstacles in my life, things like that. Now, I will go back to supposedly Lauren's idea, link on the description below, a conflict between wanna be like her idol and wanting what she couldn't get, and realize there may be difference between what you want and what you actually are good at. And my personal optimistic opinion from in my personal life is that if you wish something you cannot have, it's because you are wishing it for the wrong reasons. And if you truly know what you love to do or to be, the passion and attitude, but maybe not the aptitude, will help you to get it. But that doesn't mean you necessarily will have it the way or exactly how you want it. The lesson is not to give up. The lesson is hold your dreams, but not daydreaming about them doing nothing. With your aspirations in your head, but with eyes wide open, looking at reality, move forward and do your best. And I think this totally applies to Scootaloo. She cannot fly. She will never fly. But she didn't stay at her house crying in bitterness for long. as real losers do, by the way. She moved forward. She has a life, friends, she study and play, and she is not only good with the scooter, but she also love it, and she still can be awesome as her idol, Rainbow Dash. Finally, I would love the idea of Scootaloo officially classified as handicapped by Hasbro. Now you can say, some parents or handicapped people may have a negative reaction. That was actually the fear Stan Lee had when he created Daredevil back then on 1964. But people love it, especially blind people, because there may be something wrong with your body, something you cannot make disappear 100% with effort or medicine, but you have to move forward. And I hope if only one little kid or if only one little children out there in a wheelchair or with some kind of disability look at Scootaloo and smile and just feels better, that's what it's all about. Animation is make people happier and help them to be better people, if possible, and convenient. Now, if you get to this point of the video, thank you for watching. Now this is a short apology section. Of course, you can tell English is not my first language, so sorry for funny accent, and I apologize about any misuse of English language. If there was some kind of mistake, I will actually appreciate the feedback. Just please don't be an idiot about it. Tolerate and stuff. I'm not even in the United States, so any cultural sensitivity I may have heard, also sorry. I have a secondary request. If you care about it, if you care about it, you can look at the description below. This video was too long already. Please share this video with people who might care about the subject, and thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.